Right now we've moved from the fields where they till the soil and where they plant vegetables that we showed you a little bit earlier, and we're in the Kuyasa Combined Learning Center that was also built by Offender Labour. It's a school. But to talk to us a little bit more about the intimate details of this project that will be launched, we have the Minister for Justice and Correctional Services, Ronald Lamola. Minister, thank you so very much for joining us this morning. Let's start off with the big question. What exactly does this project entail? What is your long-term vision for it?
The project entails what we call to build the capability of the state to be able to be self-sustainable. And in that, it means that the offenders are going to do a lot of the work, including that they will gain skills from that. But also the state will be able to save cost as we are living in a very difficult fiscal environment. And this is intended that countrywide, the Department of Correctional Services must be able to be self-sustainable. And we've already started, for example, we will no longer be outsourcing or buying eggs from outside, pork from outside. From the third quarter of this year, we will all of the centers across the country will be producing eggs, and the Western Cape has been leading even now. They've produced enough surplus even to supply to the Eastern Cape and other provinces in terms of eggs. So that's what we want to see across the country. But it's not only in agriculture, but also in the workshops that we have, the uniforms that you see wearing. We want them to be able to produce it on their own optimally, because we sometimes buy outside, but we want it to be bought, to be produced inside for both offender and the officials. And also bakeries, to use them optimally across the country, to be self-sufficient, including dairy, and most of the products that we can be able to do inside. So it's a massive project to optimize the capability that we have as correctional service.
What kind of amount of money are we talking about? What do you reckon can be saved from making use of offender labour?
It's a lot of money. For example, with this school here that has been built through offender labour, we've built it at an amount of about 900,000. If we had outsourced it and been built from outside, it could have been double that amount, even more. It could have cost us maybe 2 to 3 million, but this school has cost us 900,000. So you can imagine the savings we're going to make across the country, including on issues of the insourcing of some of the supplies that we could do internal. And as we speak now across all regions, there is a process that is looking at when we have, for example, taken off the eggs and also the pork, how much are we saving per month, and we will then be able to clearly quantify, but it will amount to millions of rands.
And you were also talking about providing skills, learning a craft, learning a trade, and reintegration into society is one of the great concerns, and it can be difficult at times. How will this project assist in helping offenders reintegrate into society?
Yeah, it does a lot. For example, with them here, they are already learning. And also the ones who have participated in the bricklaying, in the manufacturing of some of the products that we've used for this school. It's already a skill that as and when they are released, they are able to use it outside, because most offenders struggle to find jobs. They also struggle to be self-employed. But if they are able to do bricklaying, they are able to use the skill they are getting here, including some of the businesses. That makes it easy for them to be integrated in society, but also for them not to go back to the previous life of reoffending. But also in this process, they are also paying back to society for the offense that they have committed, and society, it makes it easy for society to accept them, because society knows that this person is going to be contributing positively into the economy, but also into the social life of any community where or she they are going to be released to. And it also sends a clear and good signal to society that not all offenders are reoffending. Some of them, the lessons they are learning here, they will be able to take home and be able to change their offending behavior. And even if you look at the parole violations, it's a small percentage, and we hope that we can be able to reduce it to zero, where there is no reoffending. Everyone who goes out becomes a good ambassador of the people who are inside.
You're talking about society. Will we see some of these projects using offender labour to work within society, not just to supply for correctional services, but possibly to supply to society as well, for example, with vegetables?
Yes, in this area already they supply to old age homes, to crash, to some of the impoverished. So it's already a poverty alleviation in some of the schools. They even teach and help the schools around the area to in terms of agriculture and vegetables. But indeed, across the country, we want to see offenders making a contribution in society also. For example, in some parts of Mpumalanga, they've built a sporting field. In Alexandra and Gauteng, they've also built a sporting field, which also sends a message that you are able to have kids in Alex playing in those sporting fields. They enable them to participate in various activities so that kids also do not play a role in crime. And there are also other community building initiatives that they could do. For example, also in KwaZulu-Natal, in partnership with the SABC, we are aware that we're going to be opening a house that also was built by offenders, which was built for a victim of crime. So we will also want to see them more playing that role, repaying, particularly to the victims who always complains that they are sometimes forgotten. They see the offenders flourishing, but they do not see us helping them. So that is another initiative that we will also looking into. How do we empower the victims? And also that one, we will also have to work with the Department of Social Development, which have also published a victim empowerment bill.
So in the next 5 years, what can we expect? We know you have 21 farms already. There's something like 96 vegetable gardens. So in the next 5 years, what can we expect to see from this project?
Is that all the farms must be producing at 100% capacity. And everything that we can be able to produce in the farm must not be outsourced. We must be only outsource what we can do. So that is what we expect, that in the next 5 years, it's a big grand scale plan that must enable us to be self-sufficient, but also that when we release the offenders to society, it must have significantly reduced those that have a propensity to re-offend. And through this program, we believe we can be able to change their offending behavior. We can be able to inculcate a culture of them working hard, and also of them understanding that you have to earn what you have to earn what you work for.
Yeah. And also, I suppose, instill a sense of pride.
Yes, obviously, it also instills a sense of pride, but also a sense of nation building. They also understand that they are contributing to the reconstruction of this country, and also society will also see that indeed they are making a change in the lives of this country, but also they are contributing towards the economy and also to change the social behavior of any society to which we can release them to.
Thank you very much. That was the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Ronald Lamola, telling us about this ambitious plan to ensure that correctional facilities across the country become self-sustaining. As we're standing here, we're in the Kuyasa Combined School that was built by offenders themselves, and it is now a place of learning, helping each and every one of them to better their lives. And that is the idea, not just to make correctional services self-sustaining, but also provide an opportunity for offenders to actively change their lives.